When you ask someone what their favorite vessel is in the Star Trek universe, or perhaps what they think is the most important ship in the fleet, you'll usually get responses such as the Defiant Class, Sovereign Class, Akira, and many more. What is generally at the bottom of that list are two names often forgotten, that is, of the California and Miranda Class. However, you'd probably be very surprised to know that, in my estimation at least, those two ships are the most important. Let's just get into it. For the purposes of this video essay, I may go into the technicals a little bit of each ship, but I won't be doing an actual breakdown. I've already done that. When we get more information, I may decide to redo those videos, but for the moment, I'll be speaking in generalities. With that in mind, let's first take a look at the Miranda Class. While we don't know the original date of its creation, nor the intended purpose, from what we can gather with its introduction in the movies and intended purpose out of universe, a lot of what we can tell is the vessel was generally considered a powerhouse, possibly even constructed to be a frontline combat vessel. What is definitive is that we know it was in service in the 23rd century, probably constructed during that time as well. Like all vessels of the era, it would have the standard complement of sensor suites combined with defensive weapons that we generally see. Pragmatically, the ship worked in tandem with the more advanced vessels, such as the Constitution and Excelsior class. Its lifespan as a frontline ship in the 23rd century would be short-lived though, as technological advances quickly overshadowed its actual usage. Ironically, it would be this delegation of the ship to behind the lines that would ensure its vital necessity to the war effort in the future. To quote General Pershing, "Infantry wins battles, logistics wins wars." We know that during the run of the Next Generation and into Deep Space Nine, the earlier seasons, the Miranda was widely utilized for transportation of goods and people. It is often the ship identified when assisting during research. It's also seen supporting the Federation internally. Due to this, ships like the Galaxy class and Nebula are used for exploration and defense. While the Miranda ultimately would begin to age, it still was extremely valuable to the Federation and had components that worked. Even Geordi LaForge, famous engineer of the Enterprise, no bloody A, B, or C, discussed the continued use of the vessel and how vital it was. When the Dominion War struck, the Federation found itself lacking vessels of the line and retrofitted the Miranda class into wartime variants to serve as picket ships as well as frontline defenders. This would allow it to defend bases and more advanced ships. Ironically, it would go from a frontline vessel to behind the lines to, once again, frontline. The 23rd century juggernaut continued to persevere after the war as well, though it was relegated back to that of a transport for several decades. Many know Miranda and its lineage, from top of the line to back end. Intriguingly, this vessel would be similar to another class ship that would share it in its vital support. It was just less prestigious. I am, of course, talking about the Kali class.
We will soon set course for the capital planet on the Galar system, where we're scheduled to make second contact with the Galardonian High Council.
A vessel that does not have such ambiguities like that of the Miranda class is the California class. Active during the late 24th century and perceivably into the 25th century, the Kali class would be designed as a secondary support vessel. While you would have ships that would have this role, like the Oberth, this vessel wouldn't have dual purposes. It wouldn't be expected to do everything more advanced contemporaries could and would do. It was designed for things such as second contact, meeting a civilization for the second time, engineering projects, and some actual science. The vessel would be relegated to doing the less prestigious missions. While it wouldn't have the most grandiose designs, I'd argue that the mission of the crews in these ships were probably more vital than that of making first contact or doing the spectacular things we see in TNG and DS9. First contact missions are often tense. They're critical situations that, if done wrong, can lead to years, if not decades, of war. But that's not where it ends. I would maintain that keeping and ensuring a long-lasting relationship, along with cultivating a sense of friendship, is more crucial than even the first meeting. This is where the Kali class excels, doing the secondary work, the work that we don't often see the heroes doing. Like the Miranda, the Kalis are prevalent throughout the Federation, but unlike its predecessor, they are specifically designed for different intents. The Federation seemingly learned its lesson and began to design vessels with specific purposes. Whereas the Miranda was meant for greatness and ultimately relegated to behind the curtains, that would be the sole purpose of this vessel, which, ironically, I think makes it better in some ways. The California class was powerful, and without it, no other ship could be mighty. In the end, we never really see some of the real heroes, whether it's in Starfleet Science, Starfleet Tactical Section 31, or elsewhere. Whether it's a military or scientific organization. Without the Miranda and the California class, there would be no Starfleet. And with no Starfleet, I couldn't make videos about how corrupt the Federation is. Truly, these are the real champions. But that's just my opinion. What are yours? Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I'll see you on the next Lore Reloaded.